everybody, my name is Serena Brooks. This is my ELL strategy implementation video, and the strategy I decided to use is the picture strategy. So specifically, I'm going to just go into the standards that are covered in this lesson topic and then demonstrate the strategy. So the standards themselves are Science Standards 2LS41 and 2LS42, which focus on understanding life cycles and diversity of animals. But what's even more important, especially for this course, is the TESOL standards, which the TESOL standards covered in this are 1, 2, and 4, emphasizing English language learners' development in vocabulary, use of visuals for comprehension, and also collaborative learning. So how I would start this lesson off is by giving a vocab sheet, because in science lessons it's important to know vocabulary to apply them to concepts, but we know that vocabulary can be tricky for ELL learners. And so with that being said, I would give a vocab sheet, but make sure that there's pictures along with every vocab term. So here we have the egg, the larva or the caterpillar, which again is mentioned in the vocab, the chrysalis, and finally the adult butterfly. So a key important aspect that I would do with a vocab sheet, since this is a demonstration video, is I would ask them to fold the sheet and focus on only the first term and picture. So we would read egg together, the definition, look at the picture for a very long time, and be making picture comments. So what I mean by picture comments is like, oh, it's small, it's the first stage of life, like it's an egg. So enforce that idea and concept. Once everybody seemed more confident in it, then we would move on to the next one. Okay, this is a larva, it looks like a worm. Larva is this, larva, and we would look at the picture again, and we would do this over and over and over till we got to the adult butterfly stage. The next thing that I would do with this is I would show a butterfly life cycle basically picture, and I would have it labeled with the stages of the butterfly. So here we have egg, larva, chrysalis or pupa, and then the adult butterfly. And again, the pictures are clear and concise, and they match the vocab sheet. So next, as a teacher, I would cover up the vocab terms and have my students try to label the cycle with, the help of their vocab sheet if they needed it. And because, again, the pictures match and they are visual aids and help with comprehension, students would be able to do this hopefully with a little less confusion. So with that being said, I, for example, would just be like, okay, what is this stage? And with the help of the vocab sheet, they could notice the picture. Oh, that's the adult butterfly stage. The final aspect of this lesson that I would add in and incorporate is just like an assessment of understanding. So after all that, to see what the students are still struggling with or not. So I would give this life cycle of a butterfly sheet with labeling with the pictures. So here they would have to label the stages of, the butterfly life cycle. They would have these as resources to help them or not. It depends on, the teacher's use of the assessment. But I would give these to my students because, again, it just, helps with the comprehension aspect. And another key aspect, like I said with the vocab sheet, is just to cover them up. So we can just go here and we could look at this picture and cover the rest up. and be like, okay, there's a little wormy looking thing. Oh, I remember there was a wormy looking thing here. It's larva or caterpillar. So I would look in the word bank and see, okay, that is caterpillar. So I would write down caterpillar. And again, you would fill this out with the whole life cycle. So this is a very helpful and extremely effective strategy. So there has been a lot of research done on this, and one of them is through Southeastern Oklahoma State University, and they found that this picture strategy helps ELL students absorb content and become more interactive with lessons, which is important. Also, too, they found that visual aids help decrease fear in ELL students from giving wrong answers, which makes them, feel more confident, meaning that they are more likely to participate in class. And just like any of us, when we feel more confident in what we're learning, we're more eager to participate as well as be truly in the zone with our learning. So just some key tips and important things with this strategy that I would just like to remind everybody of is that it's important to use clear and unclustered images. In all of my sheets, my images are clear, concise, and connect. It's not diversely different. They make sense. And again, that's super important to do. It's also important to have the same vocabulary with the pictures. And if there is just a word, again, like for example, the larva and caterpillar that are this, mean the same thing, to use the exact same picture. So like here, I have larva and caterpillar under the same picture. It's important to enforce that. Also, to encourage participation through matching through the use of the pictures. Don't just give them the pictures, have them do something with the pictures, labeling or holding it in their hand or just something with the pictures. Don't just give it to them because then it becomes ineffective. Also, to labeling each picture with the vocabulary, another, again, important thing to do, and just to introducing them one at a time like I did here, and even with the assessment too, they can cover it up and just go one at a time because I think that helps with, just understanding and less confusion happening as well. So this picture strategy I used in science, but it can be used in any subject area. That's what's amazing about the picture strategy. The only thing is that with other even areas too, you have to make sure that you don't overuse the picture strategy. And what I mean by that is, using it too much, like too many pictures. That's what I mean by overusing it, is you can't have so many pictures in place because then it becomes confusing for everybody. Even as a teacher, sometimes when there's too many pictures, it's like, what are you trying to get across? You have to, again, make sure it's clear and concise. So thank you all for watching. I hope you'll try the picture strategy to support your ELL students in building both science knowledge and language skills. It's very engaging to help with your lessons. And two, it's fun. Who doesn't love looking at pictures and, connecting pictures and ideas together? So below are our discussion questions for you guys based on my strategy. That is the second kind of aspect and important piece in this assignment. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching, and that's all for now. So I can't wait to read your responses. Alrighty, bye guys.